All right. Where is Jay? Let's find him. It's Jay Schneider. I think. Hey, Jay.
Let me go ahead and get everything set up. I'm using a different machine slightly.
Yeah, Jay is traveling today and is Skyping in from a non-usual location, so he may have some fiddling to do on his end.
There we go. I think I am ready. I hopefully can both see the chat and see your screen.
Yeah, not yet because I haven't shared it, but it's about to be available to you. And we'll share sound. There we go. Hopefully that's good.
That looks good.
And I'm going to bring MTGA Tracker into view. Looks like it has started to actually do what I want from it. Except get out of the way here. I'm doing the setup. All right. So Jay, you haven't been on in a couple of weeks. You've been busy doing other stuff. We had the set release, and that was kind of 2020 was the big thing anyway. So we kind of took a week off again, and now we're back for some Constructed. So what have you worked on?
Well, as expected, I've been working on looking at the new M20 cards. There's a lot of them that are, certainly Constructed worthy, several that'll lead to making some new decks, and others, of course, that'll improve other decks, and a few that'll probably kill things. One of the things that I did was I made, basically, when I look at a set, I go through and do my own list of what they're good for Constructed and sort of identify key cards. I don't know if it's something you want to try and pop up there, but I shared the list with you.
Yes. Wait, which one do you want to, let's see.
If you just want to, I was
a little distracted.
Yeah, if you just want to pop up that list for half a second. I don't know how well it's readable to other
Which
folks.
one did you want? Sorry, there were four that you sent?
Pop up the Google Sheets link just for the card list.
Sure. Let's see.
What I thought were the key cards for building out of Constructed.
Yeah, sure. We'll and we can share that as well. So is this just viewable?
It should be viewable. Just click on the link.
I just don't want to share it if people can edit it or anything. Okay,
no, it's just viewable only.
This is the spreadsheet that Jay is talking about that he put together to explore the cards of the new set.
And it's just sort of a first pass at what I do with any set. Obviously I'm not 100%. I'll miss things, and I don't really put in there cards that are marginal upgrades. Really what I'm looking at is where to go to first. My first decks always basically come out of this list and putting cards in there. When I'm starting my initial design, I'm really not looking for trying to make an optimal deck either. I'm trying to just identify the cards that seem to have potential. So in a way that I'm looking for cards more than exactly what makes the best deck. I mean, I'm looking for weird combos. One of the most surprising things, I ran into a combo with Bag of Holding and the 4 casting cost blue, discard a card, draw a card, Planeswalker was crazy powerful for making a 2/2 and letting you keep the card in the bag.
Oh yeah, we saw that. Just in incidental discard looting that an opponent had with bag, and yeah, it's really, you look at the bag and you think, oh yeah, so when I use the bag, stuff goes into it. It's like, no. Whenever you discard anything, it goes into the bag. So it's really powerful that way.
It was, and I'm basically looking for things like that as I build out, and that's why I put together that checklist of cards.
Sure.
Anyway, from that checklist, I then went and put together several decks. So probably the first and one of the most interesting ones of them is the black-green deck. It's focused, and if you want to bring that one up first, it's just a modification of a rock deck. So I generally take the decks I have in existence and start tweaking in cards just to see where they're going. Now, one of the crazy things is I've got a sideboard card main deck by putting in Veil of Summer into the main, and I've got 3 of them. Veil is crazy powerful against Esper control and pretty much any of the control decks. When they come out and try and make you discard on turn 2 and you counter it and draw a card, they're basically dead. It is really close to game over.
Now, what do you do? Do you have any looting or ways to get rid of it when it's dead?
I don't right now. I'm just trusting on the. Hopefully, I won't draw it, and I'll see. But this deck has a lot of filtering in it, so usually, I do wind up with one half the time.
Yeah, you get to explore it away. Sometimes you can explore it away, basically.
Absolutely, exploring it away is a great way to deal with it. So, if you want to give that one a try first, that's a pretty good place to start. The other card that's really strong is, of course, the Knight.
Let's export this to Arena. And
this deck,
here.
while it never performed extraordinarily, strong enough to go 4 to 7 wins in most tournaments. When I had a quest that I had to do to, play black or green or something like that, I would just pull this out and run it through a tournament.
Just deleting some decks here, a lot of format-specific stuff and things.
They need a filtering system.
Yeah, this was part of my job when I was there, and we were talking about deck limits, and I was like, I think the deck limit should be about 1 screen worth. Like basically either the deck limit should be about 12 or we need search tools. Like you need to give tools to manage decks if you're going to give people the ability to get themselves into trouble like I have.
Yeah, it's
or at least mass delete. Like I should be able to click, select multiple and delete multiple, but whatever, it's not that big a deal. It's just good to know that you do need to manage your decks on some level at some point. What I'm curious about is after rotation, when all of these decks become illegal, are they going to give me a fast way to change their format to be something legal or a fast way to delete them all? Because if I have to manually delete all of these like I'm doing right now, once they are no longer standard legal, that's a really poor user experience. I hope they don't make us do that. Anyway, that should be enough to get us an import here. All right.
Absolutely. It should come in there. The Knights started off as a singleton tutor target, which was also interesting. I was using Mausoleum Secret, so having a good 1-drop creature was really nice and interesting. But it was so good, I decided I would just dump the tutors and go with a full set of them. I believe that off of playing that either a pure mono black aggro or black green aggro may be really viable.
It's a really good card, isn't it? That's a heck of a 1-drop.
Remember, he doesn't have to hit for 4. Anything you just have to do 4, and he grows, and that's pretty amazing. I don't want to quite say that it's a 1 casting cost version of the black-red haste creature, but it feels fairly close.
I'm going to cut it to 60 because that's how I roll.
I understand. I am not at all concerned with this deck being optimal at this point.
Right.
I'm just looking at cards.
And let's be clear, people. That's one of Jay's philosophies around the 61 cards is that that with where we're at with these decks, it's not that big a deal. It's just really not. So better to just get playing than wring your hands over exactly what to cut. But to that end,
don't cut a land. Land is fairly well tweaked. Yeah, get rid of one of those.
1 diviner. There we go. Wujo is really disappointed that Wizards basically turned Arena into a second Magic Online, only paying for the base crew, so there is not time on the schedule to optimize and improve quality of life and introduce all the missing features. Oh, man, I hear you, but I don't think that's... It's just so industry standard that everybody runs out of time to do all the things they want to do. It's not really... it's not really Wizards. It's just game development. I don't know. Do you agree, Jay? Like, I've never worked on a game where we shipped with all the features we wanted.
Yeah, and especially nowadays, there's this, you know, genre of going towards games as a service where you launch a game with as minimal a set of features as possible to show it off, and then to build out features, theoretically using audience feedback, but actuality just following the design roadmap. But that is the in vogue way to do things, and Wizards likes to copy the in vogue mode.
True enough. Okay, so I'm going to run. We're going to play with this a little bit. This rock deck. We'll jump right into ranked. One thing to note, as people figure out how to incorporate M20 into their existing decks, one simple thing to do, especially if you're like me on free-to-play and don't have all the dual lands and stuff, the life gain lands are basically strictly better than gates and the tap lands that exist now. So if you're using ETB tap dual lands to support your decks on a free-to-play account where you can't buy the duels you want, be sure to upgrade to the life gainers. It'll help you against the red decks and all of the aggro decks. But let's give this a shot. And also, sorry, we're in the wrong scene. Let's get to Battlefield, and then I'll adjust my details here.
I've been surprised at how strong the Scry lands are. They have amazing utility with a lot of the cards in the set.
I'm hoping the 7 million I have from Theros days are going to be worth something again, and I can sell them. That's my hope.
Seems good enough as long as you top deck a black.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll find some black, and if not, we at least get elves into Ranger if they cannot kill the elves. In fact, they bolt the bird. Or shock the elf, as it were. Looks like we get a Ranger anyway, though. We're going to get the Ranger on 3. This looks like a great matchup for Massacre Girl.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a very happy moment. And
I think we should just play the Forest and the Ranger, though.
Very reasonable. They look like they're highly aggro. And we're going to win the long game.
We're going to graveyard that, though.
Yeah.
And we're going to graveyard that. We would like a little more land.
Swamp. So obviously in this fight, we don't want to see the Veil, which is less exciting, but at least we get to see the Knight.
Right.
The great thing is, after Oppo attacks with his creature, then you can drop out the Knight and swing with yours, and they have to block or the Knight grows.
Yeah, well, we don't even need to show them the Knight. We can just attack, and there's no way they block, right? And then we get to play it.
And grow. Now, on the other hand, it does allow their creature to grow, but that's
we have a plan for that, right? Like we almost don't care how many goblins they make. Our plan here is to eventually find a second source of black and massacre this field.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go. I'm just gonna be aggro with it, though. We could Squire even and try to find that swamp. Is that more important than bothering with the Knight play anyway? I mean, we are going to try and wipe this board.
It's a better play, Certainly.
Yeah, let's find our swamp. These knights will do work later. Let's clear the board.
I
Or
hate
try
to not
to.
play with new toys. We don't need that.
We're really just digging for black mana here. One-time swamp on top. Let's wreck them.
Swamp on top, game over.
Yeah, swamp on top, they scoop. Now we might just be dead before we can do that, but let's find a swamp anyway. Swamp bus. Nope. But there you go. There's what we were talking about, that you can run these main if you're planning to explore them away, but you are risking some dead draws. I mean, this is not a draw that's going to help you here. No need to run out a knight. I think we survive the turn either way. And we're going to lose if we don't find a black source. So that's really what this comes down to.
Yeah, it's next turn black or game over.
Yep. GG one way or another coming up.
Mm-hmm. The nice thing, we know it, and Oppo doesn't.
Yeah, Jay, why does Diviner over the Branchwalker, not both? You really love that toughness? Do you think toughness is more important in Standard right now?
Right now, absolutely. With the amount of red in the metagame, especially the arena metagame. Mostly I'm playing in either ladder or I'm playing in the arena 500 gold tournaments, and I see 30+% red decks.
Yeah, if you're up against RDW all the time, that's going to be okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are we dead yet, though? Yes, we're dead. Forgot about Krenko getting a counter. And Adanto getting +2/+2. We were quite dead.
Mm-hmm.
Try again. Hey, thanks for that sub, Brainiac. I like that you did that after, like, I hate Feather sub. No game 2. No, this is standard best of 1. Ooh, let's hope they're... I want to get them. I want to do what you're talking about and just get them. That'd be sweet. Let's see. Yeah, perfect.
Score. You have a really hard question.
Yeah,
here. I think you hold.
Yeah, let's hold to try and get him. I mean, it's a
showing
little crazy because we're... Oh, what I really wanted was the, of course, the...
That's all right. You can next turn drop off an elf.
Yeah, we're still all right. I want to play that temple, but I like elf with Veil here. Yeah, sorry. Thought Erasure was the card that I could not come up with on the spot, but really hoping they had played a Thought Erasure to get him. Well, we get to draw a card.
Absolutely.
Hmm. 4 mana.
It's hard not to drop off the...
This is the problem, right?
To get the life gain and get the engine going.
Yeah, I suppose we just have to hope the thief isn't too damaging, and we play this untapped. And go Walker into Squire.
Walker into Squire.
Hope that the thief doesn't drive us too insane. Ugh. Not looking good for the home team here, but
It's not. We're going to
Massacre
need
Girl
to pull up a Massacre Girl or similar.
well, let's look for her. That is not a Massacre Girl, so we're going to bottom it. And I guess we could drill bit them. But no, we need to keep looking.
No.
Massacre Girl or die, so let's keep looking.
Don't forget the Planeswalker also lets you search deep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably do that next if we don't find it off the top. We also then have to sneak in Massacre Girl through blue control elements, but they look to be tap-out control here. You know, not even control, really. This is just like a... I don't know, is it control? What would you call this deck we're looking at? Well...
Esper creature junk.
Let's do a Scry, and then a Vivian to look deeper. Esper Hero, yeah, that's a good name for it. I don't know if that's
Esper Hero
industry standard.
Well, it's Esper Hero usually doesn't play Thief.
Well, we can play Diviner and continue to look.
Right, well, it gives you an extra card.
Yep. It'd be sweet to find it. Dig, 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 bail out.
Mm-hmm. This is the downside for having taken out the tutors for the knights.
Mm-hmm.
You have to drop that in if you want to get the instant.
Ranger, not what we need.
Not bad for a mouse.
Here, in answer to the question about Massacre Girl, it depends on where you're playing it. I play against a lot of control, but I'm playing a couple of tiers up from this. So it's far less important at that, element. Against pure Esper control, it's not all that exciting. It is all that exciting when you're fighting lots of weenies. Yeah, same. Hero seems to be on the downtick because it has a problem against the control version of Esper.
Ah, boy. I think we are out of chances. I guess we take that.
Mm-hmm.
And that. Yeah, this may already be Massacre Girl, or, we may already be behind it with this thief, but we'll see. It's quite difficult to get slammed by 3 thieves and get what you want, but you never know. Maybe the 13th card down is what we wanted. Or, sorry, the 10th card down. Gotta play as though you're going to draw exactly what you need. Now I think we're basically dead because they can figure out attack with all, but we'll take a look. All right, we did.
Well, you either play this or put in a different deck if you'd like.
Yeah, we can switch to another deck.
Okay.
What else we got?
So let me switch to one that's really not intended to... I mean, it's strong enough because it effectively has the core elements of red deck wins, but put in the Goblin Ringleader deck. I suspect most of the people on the thread, because it was fairly minor deck even when it was out. There was a version of Goblin Ringleader decks that did pretty well, both as a combo version when there was a card that put 4 goblins on top of your deck, and the non-combo version that just used it as card advantage. A friend of Ryan and myself, Mons Johnson, who Mons Goblin Raider was named after, for a very short time didn't work for Wizards. And he's actually the one who showed me the power of Goblin Ringleader just in a standalone version. This creature is just kind of crazy fun in a pure Goblin deck. And it's having a body and a 2/2. It's almost in a way like a 2/2 Experimental Frenzy with haste.
Right.
Um,
You're just getting that much out of it. How much total goblin count in the deck is how much?
I'd have to redouble check, but
Let's
usually
see.
you want to keep
4,
it in
5, 6,
the
7,
mid-20s.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 22. I see 23 goblins plus Steamkin.
That seems right. Steamkin, I'm looking forward to this deck. There's going to be a point in time when they print a goblin in the near future when this card will be strong. And in the meantime, it's just a blast to play.
Right. Roll them bones. Well, we hate to see the walker, but we do have the strike for it, so that's good.
Yeah, you've got the answer.
But if you're mono red, you drop everything to kill walkers on sight. There's nothing more important. You just can't win if that thing lives for a turn.
But you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, we can do this. Just making sure we didn't have any needs.
The original Scryland.
Yep. Krenko? Or...
Sure, Kranko's a great threat.
Yeah, let's do that. Make him have something.
I suspect he'll keep the creature on D.
So will we.
Kind of hard to imagine Oppo won't.
Next turn, do you like... If nothing changes and they play more defense, do you just want to ring lead and try to build, or would you want to go to their face so that we can light for 1?
Ring lead and build is just like a free light.
Sure, good point.
And punches them.
I'm going to ping this before it gets big, though.
Absolutely.
They get a card off it, but clearing that gives us Krenko options. We can force them to decide to trade off the Reaper, or Krenko just gets... They may not, because they've kept Vraska's Contempt on top. But let's see what we can punish them, how we can punish them. 2 of 4, not bad.
Not bad, and a nice set as well.
4 mana, draw 2, 2/2 haste. They kind of have to do that, which is fine. We're just looking to get big. We can go War Chief into... Oh no, this doesn't reduce the cost of Whirlers. That's too bad. Yeah, War Chief doesn't actually
There's a little bit of a
reduce
nombo
anything.
there. You might just want... Well, you may just want
yeah.
a fling.
I should have... I threw out the land, but we might be lighting up the stage, which makes playing a land incorrect. But yeah, I like swinging, then Chain Whirler and light, and see if we get punished for my hasty land play.
Light first. Might as well.
Yeah, good point. Could be a war chief. I mean, it could be a whirler in there. All right, not punished, so good for us. And whirler to finish off the chupacabra. Goblins you control have haste, so even though it's a non-bow in terms of reducing the cost of the banneret, it's nice to give a mentor creature haste.
Absolutely. And then pump. Those
Yeah, you can post a deck
are,
here.
They're practically Banefires on a stick.
Which are these?
Yeah.
Old school magic hyperbole.
It is.
Now, we cannot strike the walker. They know we probably have to, though. I think we just attack with everything and see how they want to block. Question is, let's see. If we have 6 total and we need 2 for the strike, that leaves us with 4. So we can go Chief Banneret, but the Banneret can't pump. So there's not really a big point to doing that.
The Banneret can pump.
Well, that not if we want to cast the strike and the War Chief. So is War Chief Banneret pump better than strike? I don't think so.
Probably not.
So let's
probably just strike to get rid of, or swing and then strike, or either way.
We can even do War Chief now. Probably not worth offering it though, just because they can just chump with the, or not chump, they can eat it with the Squire. So it wasn't really necessary to play that. I think though, and if we attack with the 1, they probably just block with the Squire anyway, and we don't want to strike the Squire. Or at least if we do, I'm just going to attack with a Chain Whirler is the bottom line. If this were not exposed, I might bother, but they're never in a million years blocking the 1/1 with the Walker and letting us pick it off like that. We may just have to go ahead and take the Squire, because we can. And then put out the Banneret.
The nice thing is the Banneret can do a good job of building up the Chain Whirler.
Right. Oof. Yeah, Walker living makes it hard against mono red. We got the first one. Well, ringleader to the rescue.
Hold it.
Too late. I mean, what is there to do besides attack with everything and hope it's enough? I mean, we're just kind of dead to Walker into Ranger, right? Like,
not necessarily.
All right. Well, what's your plan to win then? How do we win this?
Go around them. Pump up one of your mentors. I probably would have kept one back. But
so
pump
you double
a mentor.
Pump. All attack.
All attack. This is an interesting question.
I like making everything a little bigger as opposed to going in on one.
So interestingly, they're going to block the Chain Whirler, or they're going to. Wow, this is a tough question. Your call. They're all good. I mean,
I'm just going to go wide then.
Go wide.
I'm just going to get a 1/1 into a 2/2 because they're going to block our best stuff. So I want to make everything be a little bit better. Yeah, I didn't give it to the other Banneret because I expected exactly the block that we saw, which is they're going to block both Bannerets anyway. And this is the problem, though. We can't come back from them gaining 12. How do we come back from them gaining 12? That's why you just got to kill them on sight here. But sure, whatever.
Speaking of Banefires on a stick.
Not that that does anything. We're just doing this and scooping, but it was fun. Here, we'll give the Whirler an extra point of first strike. And then scoop. can't beat
But
walkers.
I just wanted to show off for a moment the ringleader
Yeah,
because
the
I found
ringleader
it
did
rather.
work. It lived up. I want to play it again.
Yeah, it's a blast to play. That's the other thing. I mean, this was not intended to be your tier 1 deck right now, but there will be a point in time when Ringleader comes in, and having a little bit of fluency with it is pretty important.
Did you make any Risen Reef or Omnath decks?
Sorry, which one is Omnath? I'm not up on the names
It's
yet.
a 3-color teamer.
Oh, no, I haven't gone there. I've seen Omnath, and I don't know if it is strong enough or not. It probably is, but I haven't built to it yet. It didn't immediately jump out at me.
Yeah, I'm with you though, Artemis. I'm digging the reef quite a lot, so you can maybe look towards next week with that.
I can certainly look towards next week to build a Risen Reef.
I see what you did there, Artemis.
Yeah. You always get props for puns.
This is kind of a dad joke channel, so, you know.
Also, nothing Blood for Bones yet. I really started with that list I had, and
I'm gonna go War Chief, and then next turn we hopefully get a Hasty Crank. And a Banneret.
and pump it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
The pumping does happen first. At least it seems to. I'm not quite sure how they handle simultaneous effects. They generally handle them correct.
Well, there's the ringleader, but yeah, let's go Cranko.
Cranko first. Pump the mentor and swing.
Yep. In this case, even if it got to 2, we would still get the 3rd on it.
Well, you really want to pump it first so that you get the extra token. Which
Sure.
is...
A Dino Bag deck. What's the combo there? Yeah, we look in pretty good shape here for our turn 4. Them missing mana on 2. Be pretty surprised if we don't see a scoop here. I mean, then they're just dead, right? We get Ringleader. This is going to be all over. Stop the fight! Oh yeah, I shouldn't have played that land again because of light up the stage. I just keep being hasty on that front. But I think they're just gonna scoop to that anyway. It doesn't matter.
They're gonna scoop. So you see how much fun the ringleader can be,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
strong.
does have power. It's a 2/2 haste that pretty much draws about 2 cards.
One more time, then we'll switch decks.
Yeah, that's exactly my thought. And I suspect there will come a point, in about a year where this becomes the way to build.
Goblin based.
I think so. Ringleader, just knowing the people who do the design as I do, Ringleader's one of those sort of cue cards that cues something's coming.
Mm-hmm. One of R&D's tricks is to introduce things into the summer set that heavily support rotating things that are going to rotate in 3 months, because they're willing to take a 3-month gamble on something being a little overpowered for 3 months. I noticed that. Like, for example, the fact that there were slivers in M13 and M14, for example. Like, the M14 slivers were a way to boost the power of the M13 slivers in their final window of standard legality. Well, we're gonna strike the heck out of that sailor. And not offer the banneret, though.
No. Yep.
Reset press is... Yeah, I kind of want to... Like, I want to build around the 7-6 for 3 that forces you to discard. I just feel like people are going to turn that drawback into an upside, and that card is just going to become a scourge of magic.
I have no doubt you're right about it. I mean, it's trivial with bag, as people have mentioned.
Yeah, just dino plus bag. Oh, that's the dino you're talking about. Yeah, sorry,
Right.
I was thinking of a different dino. That's why I was not sure what you were talking about with dino bag. But I get it. Dino bag, yeah, is exactly what I'm talking about. I want a dino bag deck too. What are we doing here though? We can whirl. We can strike. We just strike. And head in.
Pump and strike, or just strike.
Well, we can't. We can't pump and strike. That's the thing.
You drop out the other elemental.
This one. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. All right.
Because it's even more fun when you can cast all the goblins after you play the
Sure.
ringleader.
That seems pretty darn good. Unfortunately, we don't... Let's see, we can go... War Chief, Ringleader. That's not bad. Let's see what happens if we do that.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't have attacks yet, but I like how that played out. And then we should have some great attacks next turn. Even if we don't draw a land, we'll be all right. A land would be great, though. Having Lightning Strike plus Krenko next turn, I think, would be pretty hot. Ooh,
You've also got the mana engine operating.
So we go Firebrand.
Hold on for 1 second.
Sure. Well, I'm going to keep playing. I assume Jay has to step away for a second here. But we have Firebrand to put counters on the Steamkins. Then, let's see. We got to go take this off for a Krenko. We're done with Limited for the day. We played Limited earlier. No, I don't think he's in a hotel. I think he's just...
Yeah, I had to step away for a second.
away for a
Apologies, folks.
No worries. And then, yeah, we'll keep going with Steamkin. I'm going to go ahead and strike the Miscreant. And
Sadly,
then...
you can't play 2 Krenko, but I suspect they'll block the other one.
Yeah, and math is for blockers. We're going to send everything except for the Firebrand because it lets us finish off one of the Eagles if they put it in front of a 3.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else goes. And they're dead anyway. Math is for blockers. Indeed.
So if you don't mind, I'd like to bring up one other deck, mostly to
Absolutely.
illustrate another card.
Sure.
So the other deck that so I brought in a Super Friends deck that has Rule of Law in it. I just want to comment that Rule of Law was a card that really, surprised me they included it. I mean, that card's about as much fun as Stasis for those who remember it.
Yeah, it's really quite the hoser for
Fun.
Yeah, for abusive fun. It can be nice to have those tools. It's a little weird that's in white, I guess. I don't know. I always felt like Gruul kind of wants the tools to stop that nonsense from happening, but so be it. But let's go ahead and import this. So,
and this is just a conversion of a Super Friends deck to allow playing with a few new cards. The other new card this brings in is Bag of Holding by way of Karn.
I see.
It doesn't play the bag in the main. It fetches it, assuming that it looks like a good environment for it.
Oh, and let me get I'll make this the main deck, or the current deck in Stream Decker, so that the deck command actually produces this. Let's craft all. I love that this account is now so flush that like crafting brand new decks in the format is just like 3 uncommons. Must not have a lot of MM20 though, as you said. More.
It doesn't. It's mostly a conversion of the other, and you. I think Bag of Holding is the main one. Again, remember, I'm just tweaking in existing decks and pulling in a couple of key cards to see how they do. I'm really trying to learn cards as opposed to optimal decks right now.
Yeah, totally.
There's 3 months to learn how to optimize the deck.
Okay, Law Friends is now the... Let's see if this works. Is it deck? Hey, it works. There you go. All right, let's try it out. Red, white, and blue is right on theme for the week, too.
Mm-hmm. I actually thought about that. It was quite the right deck for July 4th weekend.
Well, we don't have the red for the... Oh, we do. Yeah, let's keep this. Let's see if... I'm gonna gamble that we're up against creatures. If, like, we're against control, this is not a great hand, but if we're up against anything creature-based, we're gonna win. So
and you don't really want a law early on. So I was pleased after playing with... This is not the only law deck that I built. I took some Esper control variants and threw law into it. And they had a hard time controlling the table. Now, once they get the table, it's terrific.
Whoa.
When you get a Teferi out and a Rule of Law, and the opponent has no creatures, a lot of decks scoop.
They just fold to that. This is fine. Probably just counter this, but I'm gonna make him have it. So maybe these cards aren't great for this matchup. We'll see if we can find our way to something that is. Get some interplanetary bacon coming up.
Well, at least you can get rid of one of them.
Indeed.
I outsmarted you eons ago.
So we really got a Teferi and put Nicole in the deck, and then try and recover from there.
Right on schedule.
Go away.
You need to slow down.
I love that Teferi's lines include a bunch of slow down and a bunch of hurry. Hurry! Slow down! Slow down! Hurry!
The immortal Nicole Polar.
This is hard.
Well, that wasn't fair. That's not what our plan was. Guess try Kazmina and look for some help. Let it auto tap me and oh no, actually that's good. I was thinking it left this up. Okay, never mind.
My students are loyal geniuses.
Yeah, drop that one.
We want to pitch this? No, we don't.
No, no,
pitch
no,
it.
no, no.
Yeah, right.
No.
Get rid of Clarion.
Pitch one of the burn spells. The wipers.
My revenge will be painful. Let your weak minds crumble.
Good. Now all those useless sweepers are gone.
You found a way to get rid of them.
Yep.
Return with even
We
more
used 'em.
disciples.
I was gonna say now they gotta kill the wizard. They wouldn't have done that. Does Ral do deals damage to target creature equal? So creature that's not gonna get nickel. I think I kind of like Kazmina.
Yeah. I would go ahead and you can pitch the rule here. I mean, it's you don't have the board yet, and until you do, it's not a card you really want.
Dovin seems expendable here.
This outcome surprises
To
even me.
attempt to witness a mote of my power.
Maybe they replay another. They don't quite have a second Nicol Bolas available. Oof. All tough, but we'll
How
start
many
here.
sorceries and instants do you have in the graveyard?
Well,
Too late. But
too late, but none. No, one.
The others are exiled. That's why.
Yeah.
My students are loyal
All right.
and brilliant.
Here's the solution.
Ditch that and
There are two kinds of mages.
exile
Farewell.
the big guy.
Wanderer didn't see enough play.
The Wanderer doesn't see enough play, you don't think?
Yeah, for the quality of the card that it is.
Let's exile Plains.
I have a plan. My intellect is without limit.
That doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Wanderer.
When I'm beat, I'm beat.
Insolent fool.
I don't. It's complicated to know what abilities to give Nicol Bolas and what to keep from him, but I think we do this in
I would do that. I don't think they're...
This isn't a fight you can win.
You probably want the permanent just to have in the hand.
Let's try this.
Or let's try this.
Let's try this. What were you saying?
I probably would have drawn the card.
Well, up to one. Oh, just draw a card. Yeah, that's fair. Well, getting rid of the Wanderer number 2.
Have been foiled. You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
Grixis Control. Doing work. Now, yeah, we'll do the up to and draw.
Here we go.
All
There
right.
you go.
Seems all right.
There are a lot worse things that could happen that you could have drawn. This is the time to kill Nicol Bolas and punch them in the face.
Get him. Now they got another nickel waiting in the wings, but we got to make him use it.
Pray will never leave.
That's not their answer. That is.
Once
Closer.
again. Your
Yeah, they just had to do that, or they straight lose. That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
I've got it.
Hold the land.
Yeah, it doesn't even really matter. We're probably pitching it to nickel either way.
I would actually sacrifice a land on the table first, just on the off chance you get a discard draw.
Okay. I guess in that case, the other retreat is probably correct, given we have one in hand.
One day, my schemes are never ending.
It's only a matter of time.
Oof. That's going to make it rough on us to get there from here, but we're not dead yet. If you want to look at all the decks that that Jay and I have shared on MTG Goldfish over the months, I'm going to paste that link for you. I'm not sure what our outs are, but since I don't know the decks super well, I'm assuming we have some maybe somewhere.
There's a couple of outs you could, another Sarkin can take out the Nicol Bolas, and you could possibly get through. I know that a Teferi will pull you out at this point.
Artemis is asking about user submitted decks. I think we can. I'll try to get into that at some point. We don't have that going right now, but there's some third-party tools you can use to have a deck submission queue to be fair about it and stuff.
With thoughtfulness before action.
Well,
And now it's pretty much
I'm
skewed.
gonna call this one. That's magic for you. We're leading 25-10. No, we're not. We're losing 0% to 100%.
So do you want to give this one more, or do you want to pull in the last deck that I sent in?
Let's pull in the last deck, because I got to get off the air fairly. We'll play one or two more games, and we'll switch to the last deck before I head out here. This looks like a Turbo Fog.
Turbo Fog. So
Here's the Turbo Fog
this
deck we're about to play.
Is really, this is my attempt to see what would happen if I ported in the Mythic 3 Simic Nexus deck, and see if how well it would translate. And it translates well, but the deck is brutally difficult to play in the endgame step. Taking control of the board, I found to be shockingly easy. Winning after that takes a lot of thought and pain. It's also the most agonizing match I've ever played. Games can run 20 or 30 minutes.
All right, well, here we go. Last game, then.
Yes, this could easily be the last game. Honestly, fog should never be less than 3, or fog effects.
Yeah, they're so weak and limited, but so busted in standard if you can chain them together.
They're built around me to the epitome of unfun.
Goblin deck has been the best performer so far. we have small sample size, of course, on the games we're playing here, but yeah, the Goblin deck was looked like a fun alternative to just your standard RDW fare. We'll keep this. Get my root down. I'm gonna. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Sorry, I was thinking that was
Doesn't
ETB
matter.
tapped. We'll wait.
All roads lead to Rome.
That. Blast Zone could be good against the heavy output of the red deck, but the Root Snare is going to be great also. Although, you know, red can be very spell heavy, but we'll start here.
You have a tap land, don't you?
No, this is
No.
untapped. They're all untapped, so we'll start here. Scare them. Reset plus loves hour-long control matchups.
Well, this is so the deck for you.
I bet the mirror is just the worst.
So I have to admit, after about 40 turns in a match, I just gave up one of them.
You're not root snaring yet here, are you?
Oh, no. Nowhere near. You don't want to actually use honest mana. You'd rather use the free stuff.
Sure. Speaking of free stuff, we'll get a free Chemister's Insight. Well, really, a free Reclamation here.
You might be root snaring here. Nope.
No,
Not
yeah,
sure.
they didn't play anything else, so no. This could be bad, though. 3, 3, 3, 3.
No, that's not bad.
No. And it's good for the users, watchers, too, because they get this.
Stream, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
Poor Jay doesn't get to experience any of the memes from this side. Well, we got some fodder to pitch. We could blow up the ones, get rid of these two. What we have?
That's perfectly reasonable to
Yeah.
consider a hold in reserve. Don't forget, though, that you can play your wilderness out and to set the stop at the end of the turn.
Yeah. This is like my first time really playing the Wilderness Reclamation
Okay,
deck.
well,
So
set your stop, play a wilderness, and I found I didn't have to go to full control. This was sufficient, but you're going to make mistakes, and it's okay.
right. Resolve 1.
Then do your chemisters.
Okay, they're going to do that.
I hope that was fun for them.
They just want shields down moment. Understandable. I don't think we need a million blast zones. And now we just have both. We can decide whether we want to blow up their ones, root snare, or some other thing. Probably just blow up the ones.
It's a hard decision, in all fairness.
Feels right to me to just... We got land, we even got another blast zone, we've got reclamations, that saved 4 life. Start up another blast zone here.
But now that's always really nice, getting out the god.
This is a sorcery, so we don't get it via reclamations, but we do get to cast this if the god survives. And we've got the root snares to try to ensure that we stay alive.
One trick you missed by not having the stop in
Oh,
there
yeah, what's that?
is you can pump the root. You could have pumped the blast zone.
Sure, good point. Well, they got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4 CMC spread to dodge blast zone shenanigans. But if they don't kill... Yeah, well... We gotta get him pretty far dead to overcome this frenzy facing us. But...
Well, you're going to bounce the frenzy on your turn.
Yeah, that's true. Is that
And
good?
you're
That
going to
might
be able to
unlock their
swing for
hand.
8.
And we get to attack again. Or we get to take another
You
turn.
can attack twice.
Decline to reveal that. We can play it, though. You can call punts on whatever you want. I'm a little less sensitive about it when we're messing around in constructed, but punts are up to chat, and Dionysus will guide you to your seat. Target player, that's us, takes an extra turn. Oh, and I got, wait, what? Oh, one non-permanent. Is that? Now, what do we need to set this to? What are we going to blast zone to not die?
So it doesn't, probably
3,
doesn't matter.
4?
Maybe 4. I mean, well, 4 is going to hit your thing, so you don't want to hit that much 3 then. Just take out the chain. 4 takes out your own things, and they're already
Yeah,
over.
that just wrecks literally everything we have, huh?
That helps.
Mm-hmm. What do we get back? Just an opt right now, though.
Yeah, it's meant to be cycling your fogs forever.
Sure. Can we? Yeah, we can do that at the end anyway. So we'll do this. We'll do this. And this. Go ahead and cast the opt.
Actually, I wouldn't cast the opt. Cast the enchantment. You can cast the opt, and
Sure.
don't forget to set your stops.
Yeah.
It's going to immediately jump through as soon as you do that.
Well, it gives us an attack window, so...
Oh, good, yeah.
Are we attacking? We need to be on D now, though, right?
No,
Oh,
you're
we have the
fogged
fog.
forever.
Yeah. Fogging forever. That's the plan. Again, not really a turbo fog player here, having to learn it as I go. So resolve
And
this.
this is a weird one where you have to kill the Oppo. The deck isn't set up right. The deck that was as built didn't have life gain in it, which I found really interesting.
That's dead. I guess we
That's-
gotta look through. Gotta opt now. Cameo not gonna do it. Reveal it. Why would we reveal it?
Oh, to cast it for half cost. It's the first card
Oh,
you
it's,
cast.
yeah,
out.
sure.
This is part of why you often want to do these in between that opt in between the steps of the growth.
Sure. Let's see. Anything else we can do possibly to save us? No, I think we're just dead. We
I
tried.
think he's dead here.
Oppo figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that didn't take so long. So we'll play one more before I finish up for the day. I'm
Sounds good.
thrown
Just
out of
be
whack with
careful on using your middle mana, that end phase mana. It's really critical to the proper play of the deck.
Yep.
I don't think we would have pulled out from it, but we certainly would have had a much more viable position.
Looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
Back enters tapped. We play the harbor, and then we have both growth spirals available. What do you know? More mono red.
Exactly, Guru. That's a really tough question right now. I don't think red is where it's at. I am hoping there is something in the black aggro that can break the metagame.
To the extreme, I rock a
Whether
mic like
it
a
is
vandal, light up
something
the stage
based
and watch
on
it jump
dino
like a candle.
bagging,
Dance.
or whether it's based on just the amazing set of black creatures and come into play creatures. You're not alone, Reset. I mean, I'm associated with red as much as anyone, and too much candy.
We don't have Narset plus growth spiral because we don't have. Oh no, maybe we do. We go. No, unfortunately, our green source has to be one of our blue sources. So yeah, we need 4 sources to go growth spiral Narset, and we don't have that. So, do we care Narset? I don't want to put Narset down into that mess. Let's go ahead and do this, and just pass. We have Insight or Spiral. Kind of like Spiral for the ramping. What do you think, Jay?
So I might have gone the opposite direction and immediately played the spiral to see what I wound up drawing.
Sure.
And there's a lot of times you're going to want to drop things there, and there's, in a weird way, this is a pretty blunt deck. You're not really hiding all that much.
Well, I think I'm going to Spiral for the ramp draw here.
Mm-hmm.
And, we'll play this, then we get more colors available to us. Root Snare seems good with how they're approaching the red game so far, although this is going to get us for some damage.
Start defending early. We've got a strong D here. And good card power in the hand.
Mind and body, meditate and prepare.
Very nice.
Wilderness?
Wilderness. Think of it as 6 lands.
Sure. Oh, sorry, that was on me. It's one way to make a game take 20 minutes. All right, we're going to snare this, though.
Yeah, it feels a lot better being at 15.
Mm-hmm.
These sort of things.
Time of yo-yo, but no time for that right now. We're going to reclamate. Right? Well, let's see. We can Narset it first.
Nurse it first, see what you get.
Keep an open mind.
Oh, Narset
yeah.
passive. Good call, Timnos. I better look and see what they... I guess we want more root snares here.
Another root snare.
But did I... Yeah, so we if they do that again with Narset, we'll make sure not to mess that up. Good call.
Right. Oh, sorry, I was looking away for a second. I didn't see them cast Risk Factor. It's a great trick.
Nobody
So
remembers
now-
Narset, even me.
So, you have eternal root snares at this point.
Yeah, with Tamio and everything.
With Tammy, well, don't forget Mirari Conjecture getting them back, too.
Right.
And Mirari Conjecture, when you get them back, setting you up for a fog. Setting you up for a fork.
There was no need for an end step stop there, right? I wasn't...
For chemist, no, you were fine with that. You were totally tapped out.
What did you want to do, Press? Why are you guys freaking out? What was I supposed to do at the end step? I don't even understand what...
They were talking about there's a way you can effectively get a
Right,
little
yeah.
left.
Well, so
You
I add 2, we untap. So you just wanted to be tapped 2 here with the insight already spent?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what they were looking at. It doesn't really make difference because you're going to be fully casting the same spells, but they are technically correct. And I guess there's something you could have drawn with the insight that might have made a difference.
Sure.
And absolutely, it's good habit.
Yeah, again, folks, I've never played this is the first time playing Wilderness. I've never cast a Wilderness Reclamation before. That was my first one was in this game. Or this last game.
So, Ryan, I'm going to have to be leaving you. I've got they're wanting my hotel room back.
I suppose you can let him have it. Right on.
Yeah.
You take care of business. I'm going to not be on too much longer anyway, so it's all fine. And I really appreciate your deck contributions. And
That
looking
sounds
forward
good.
to next
Before
week.
I run, Risen is what I'm working on, and probably Dino Bag, because I think everyone is interested in it, and it does seem to be the highest potential M20 deck. So thanks, everybody. I will talk to you all soon, and have a great weekend, etc.
All right. We'll see you, Jay.
Later. Bye.
All right, folks, you're going to have to help me with this. Let's see. I don't think we want to flood here. We just send our own reclamation back. Do we Tamio and then do shenanigans at end step? I hope so, because that's what I'm doing. Might just be dead, though. They got a lot of action here for 5 life against Mono Red. But we'll certainly make sure these creatures aren't part of it, and I will do the insight trick this time. And we still have Narset, right? So they do get 1 card here. But not bad. I don't think we're playing that either, using that, so I'm going to do this. And probably don't need a second Tameo here. Might still just be dead to, like, yeah, enough burn just gets us. Let's opt. I don't know what kind of counters are in here, but I want to look for possible answers in here to the burn we are about to face. All right. Is this game going longer, or are we just dead right now?
I still have much to learn.
Thank you for service, Narset. Yeah, I'm just waiting to die here, but not yet, looks like. Yeah, Red just has so much reach in their direct damage that it's tough. There you go. Good job, Oppo. GG. That was fun, though. I like that. I may have to get more used to Wilderness Reclamation and try that deck. I'm just so... When I play Constructed, I'm usually just trying to get wins as fast as I can get them. So that's what's going on there. All right, we'll do a very quick farewell soapbox here.